Moldavite with Marissa Moon. She's here again. And if you don't know her, Marissa's a friend of mine out here in Ubud in Bali, where I live at the moment. And also Marissa lives as well. And yeah, we met through Moldavite actually. You can check that out in another video where we talk about how we actually met.
Oh yeah, the first one.
The first one, yeah. We're Molda buddies. But we got more.
We have a group chat called Molda Buddies.
Yeah, we actually have a WhatsApp group called Molda Buddies because we're introducing people to Moldavite who we've met here. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this was because I wanted to experiment with Moldavite and to see what it can do where you're on it.
Releasing from these pieces, they're so strong.
Show them the pieces, by the way. These are two of my two new Moldavite pieces. To go along with this one, and to go along with this one. Marissa's got her piece. I know you've got another one as well.
Another one downstairs.
But we decided to gather all these Moldavite pieces together, and a couple of people we know who have Moldavite as well. So we had like 7 pieces like that at one point.
Really?
We put all the Moldavites, wanted to see what their power was like if we put it all together. And
it's strong.
Yeah, it's intensely strong. And the idea was that, I read this book by a woman called Lynn McTaggart called The Power of 8. And she says that when you get more people together to try and manifest, basically, it increases the power of the manifestation and the speed.
This is true.
Yeah. And 8 was apparently the number that worked out better than even 7 or 9. And
oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, I thought I would get together as many people as I could to do that. We haven't got 8 yet, but we've got 4. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
4 so far that we've done manifestation ceremonies with. So we're just going to talk through what we do in the ceremony and what happens afterwards. Marissa's yawning a lot because of the Moldavite.
Yeah.
It does that to people. There's a lot of...
Well, yawning's a form of releasing for me. So when I do like readings too, because I do Akashic record readings, so when I'm doing readings, I yawn a lot during it, and so it's a way that I release, either for the person or for myself. So I'm not tired.
There's a lot of.
I just can't stop.
These 2 pieces here, I actually got them in Ubud in Bali. There's a shop right near where I live. Coincidentally, I didn't know it was there for about 4 months. It was right there. And I got these 2. This one is really strong apparently. This one's strong as well. So they're affecting Marissa a little bit. But we've been using these in a couple of the ceremonies. Let's talk about the ceremonies. They are delicious. Anyway, let's talk about the ceremonies.
Okay.
So the first one we did, we were actually on the island of Lombok, which is neighbouring to Bali, but there were 4 of us together, and we put the Moldavites into the centre. And what we decided to do is, well, actually, you talk it through.
Okay. What we did is we just like had it in the center, and we had us like around it, and we just thought it'd be nice for all of us to just like touch the Moldavite, like all have our hands in the center. And then what we kind of just like went with our intuition. So you don't have to do it exactly this way. If you feel called to, you can, but whatever comes to you, it's right because it's coming from somewhere. So we kind of went with our intuition, and we thought, well, let's all talk about what we want to manifest, and then we'll all paint one specific picture of how we see it. So then we're all visualizing that same picture, and then we'll all feel it in our body. Like we'll feel what it feels like for that person. So we each took turns, and we visualize it for that person, like the same visualization, but then each of us had like more visualizations, you know, as you're visualizing this thing, like we kind of are getting more in detail about it, like as we're separately like just closing our eyes visualizing it. And then Tim was kind of leading it where, you know, feel the Moldavite amplifying this manifestation, feel it coming from your fingertips because we're holding it all the way up your arms into your heart, and then after each one, feel this feeling of what it is that we're manifesting for the person, and then send it out into the universe. So we go like woo and send it out, and it kind of
woo.
We go chicka-wee,
You go chicory, I don't know
Which
where that
I
came from,
forget,
but-
I forget where it came from, but I don't know why. We would just all raise our hands and go chicory, and then you would feel this like energy kind of release into the universe. But at the same time, you just felt so good because you just visualized something. You called in that emotion. So after we did it for everyone, we kind of did some kind of little closing ceremony thing where we all felt it, and then we're like, Tim has his special like little prayer / not prayer, whatever it is, whatever's standing in the way, please delete,
Oh yeah,
destroy,
yeah.
whatever. He'll probably say it. And
I've forgotten what it is.
it's whatever
it's what it goes like this. It goes. I use this actually throughout my day. So I'll say, what would it take to, and then you, whatever you want to manifest. So, for example, what would it take for me to meet my life partner? Anything standing in the way.
Or for all of us, what would it take for all of these manifestations to?
Yeah, so at the end, I'd say at the end of the ceremony, what would it take for all of our manifestations to come into this 3D as
or just
quickly as
manifest
possible?
or be created, yeah.
Anything standing in the way of that, please delete, destory, and uncreate across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. And I got that off a woman called Christy Marie Sheldon. Go and look her up, she's an energy healer. But
and then we all send it into the universe one last time, and then we all feel like really good afterwards because we've called in this feeling of what it feels like. We all visualize each of us like as this like person who already had this thing. Like we literally call this emotion into our body and for everyone else, and that's really what manifestation is like calling in this energy now and feeling it. So we just felt like in a high.
It's law of attraction 101 basically.
Yeah.
It's like you've got to feel it before you have it.
Yeah.
So it's just getting the feeling really that's most important. The visualization isn't actually required, but it just helps you to get into the feeling of it because it's the emotion that gets magnetized back to you. And this magnetizes it more because Moldavite is a magnifier and it works with the energies that are already there and intensifies them. And yeah. And as I had my hands, so I had my hands on the Moldavite like this, I'm like this right through the whole session, and I was burning up. I don't know about you. I felt very, very hot from it. Moldavite does give off like a flush, it's called a Moldavite flush, a lot of heat. Did you feel that?
I don't remember, I don't think so.
You didn't feel the heat?
Maybe not the first time. I think when I felt it a lot was during the full moon when we did the last one.
Okay.
Strongly then.
But afterwards, I remember we were all like a little bit spaced out, I guess, but it was a good, like, calm, mellow feeling. We all felt really, really good afterwards. And that lasted for probably the rest of the day, I guess.
Yeah, we were kind of traveling back from Lombok, so it was like a long day.
I felt good though anyway. But what happens after that generally? What happens to most of us in that ceremony?
Oh, what happened to us?
Yeah.
After that ceremony, I feel like we were pretty tired for a few days. So the very first ceremony, I think we were all releasing. We also had just like went away to like a little trip, so I feel like that was just like a lot in general. But I definitely was like staying at home for just a week, not really like talking or hanging out with people. Like I just wanted to. So I feel like we're all having a huge release. Definitely the first time we did it, and then the second time we did it, I feel like I was feeling great after.
I think I felt down for a bit after. Yeah, I generally do after releasing and after these sessions. But that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, nothing's ever a bad thing.
Yeah. It's a spiritual way of saying things, but let's. I think generally what happens is you kind of have that intense moment, and then stuff does get released from you if it needs to be released.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you do kind of get a few negative things come up the next few days. But yeah, with the second one we did, what happened with the second ceremony?
So second ceremony, we were all at a restaurant at the outdoor space. It was really nice, and I feel like we all felt it really strongly. And I manifested my yoga teacher training because I knew that I wanted to do a yoga teacher training. And I had been saying for 2 years that I'm going to be doing my yoga teacher training in October 2019, but I thought I was going to be in India at the time, so I was saving money to go to India and to do this teacher training. And then I moved to Bali like April 2019, so I used the rest of my money for moving here because I had this like call to come here from my guides, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna need to use this money. But I still had this idea, like somehow I'm gonna have the opportunity to do my yoga teacher training still in India in October. And the closer we got to October, I think it was around May or June, I started feeling like I don't think I'm going to India. Like, I think I'm gonna do my teacher training here in Bali because I feel like I need to be here longer in Bali. So at that point I kind of knew I was gonna do a teacher training in Bali, and I was still looking at October, and I was looking at a few studios nearby, and like, maybe I'll manifest this scholarship because there's like a few giveaways, and then I didn't. And so then we did this second ceremony where I manifested my teacher training because it was a few months away from October, and so we all visualized it, etc. Then we were going to go to a different restaurant called Bali Bohemia where they had open mic because it was our friends' like going away party or dinner. And we met up with other friends, and there was one friend who was talking about how she's actually like teaches yoga teacher trainings, and she was talking about how she has one in Thailand coming up, and she's teaching 300 hour. And then I had this like message to ask her if she knows of any going on in Ubud or in Bali.
Message?
Yeah, like I had ask her.
She means from the guys, not an email.
Oh, sorry. I had this message from my guides to ask if she knows of anything or has connections. And so as I was about to ask her, I'm like about to, and she goes, oh, and then I'm doing a 200-hour YTT here in Ubud in October. And I was like, October? I was seriously just like, my mouth was like, and then I asked her the pricing, and she's like, oh, it's usually this much, but you know, you're my friend, so I'll give it to you for more than half. And I was just like, I started crying because literally 20 minutes ago, we manifested this. And the biggest thing is like, I didn't want to manifest the money for it. I just wanted to manifest the training because I knew that the money was going to fall into place. And then she made it such an affordable price for me, which is like really hard and rare to come by for teacher training. So it was just like magical. And now in a few days, I'm going to start it.
Yeah, so you see, it's already been working.
Yeah.
And for me personally, the first one I tried to manifest, I can't remember, was it more money? Clients?
It was either money, I think it was clients, and also like, no, it was income through something that made you happy, like aligned.
Oh yeah. Well, it works anyway. Because not long after that, I went full time into coaching, and you know, I was already doing copywriting work, which was fine, but it wasn't doing it for me anymore.
It wasn't aligning. You can just tell if something like isn't aligning anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just felt a calling to go push my coaching a little bit more. But, you know, I didn't have any clients at the time, but not long after the ceremony, they started to come in with not really doing much work to get them. In all honesty, they just started to come. So I've now gone full time into my law of attraction coaching with Moldavite, and yeah, it feels amazing. I've had a real lift from that. I feel rejuvenated. Like you say, it's like I'm aligned again now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that was only a couple of months ago, was it?
I don't even know. Was it? Oh, it's like a month.
Between
now.
1 and 2 months.
Because this is your second month.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's happened pretty quickly, basically.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's working for us, and I think the other two people in the ceremony,
manifested their things.
Yeah, one of them she wanted clients as well for her yoga teacher training, right?
No, for her retreat.
So retreat, sorry, yeah. and they started to come in. She's almost sold out now in
Yeah.
the retreat. And the other one, she's had a few crazy ones, hasn't she?
She's had so much. She's manifested probably the most.
Yeah, I think she's going on some TV.
That's not for sure yet, but she was offered a TV show.
Yeah.
She manifested a few different things, so it makes sense that the TV show is going to bring all of that. It's not for sure yet. She probably is going to get it because it's like, it's her, and we learned that she's just like an amazing manifestor, I feel like. Yeah. So it's so funny.
But in the other ceremonies, we also had an upgrade on one of them.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the upgrade. If you don't know what an upgrade is, Marissa's going to explain it because she's the upgrade master.
Okay, sure. What was we have a video we recorded before this where we talked about intuition and Akashic records, and we talked a little bit about how my guides give an upgrade during the Akashic records sessions that I give. So if you're interested in that, you can check out that video and you'll kind of it'll make more sense. But basically my guides, they do an upgrade, and I wouldn't even call this an upgrade, but I guess it was. We're gonna manifest something, and I said I kind of want to manifest just being in higher vibration.
Yeah.
And I explained why I want to manifest this, and then everyone was on board and they're like, yeah, we want to manifest too. So then I opened up the Akashic records for everyone, and I just took everyone there, and I mean my guides did, and we went into the astral planes where we felt like we weren't connected to our body. This is also in the middle of a cafe, like always.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of a cafe, yeah.
And we went into the astral planes, and it really, like, it's funny because I was telling them I went into the astral planes like a day ago and it felt amazing, and I said, and I did it again today and it felt amazing. So I was telling them I want to go again and blah blah and all this stuff and these messages I was getting. And then we went in, and like it kind of felt like we weren't connected to our bodies, like I don't know, like everything was fine, you know. I just felt like things, like everything was perfect, like there were no worries, there's no pressures of the mind trying to get something. It just felt like you're content being here.
Right.
And then with that came a ton of upgrades because they bring in so much light codes when going in there, and things were intense after that.
yeah, as you said, it was great at the time. It just felt amazing. I mean,
Well, you and Jess left it saying that you felt high.
yeah,
Or that you both felt high.
yeah, felt totally high after that one, yeah. And yeah, it was just a really, really amazing experience. But after that, we all had big downers.
Yes. Holy crap.
Yeah,
It was so
you in
strong.
particular went through a bit of a rough time.
Literally the next day, no, I came home and I had a painful headache, and I knew it was because I asked for a lot, and they're like, all right, like you said you wanted it. And I was still like, so then it, of course, needed a drastic release to receive that much. And so it started with a painful headache that lasted the next day, and then this headache turned into a terrible toothache right here, and it lasted 5 days. This toothache took my entire like the pain was around here, my like ear, and oh my god, it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced, and it was 5 days straight non-stop. Like I ended up taking meds by day 3, but the meds like weren't enough, like nothing was strong enough. It probably just for a little bit, but like it was just the worst thing ever. I don't want to talk about it because it was just so I looked up, I googled, like, because I was in so much pain. I was like, are toothaches more painful than childbirth? And there was like a ton of people who have given childbirth that said that they would rather give childbirth than have to deal with a toothache because it's such a dull, consistent pain. And like imagine 5 days straight, like I had no sleeping schedule, like I was up crazy hours. Anyways,
But how do you feel since?
Since I felt good, like afterwards, I was like, it's so funny because when you like are in pain from something and then you come back and you're like, you take things, you realize like you take things for like living a normal life like for granted. Where I was just like, wow, I can go outside and I can eat and I can do things. Like it was, so obviously it felt amazing, but it was definitely a huge release. And yeah, then things like, yeah, I feel like more connected. I think sometime after I started channeling or something, but it's always like after this bigger release, then it's like, all right, now things can come in like fully.
Yeah, it's like we're with these ceremonies almost going up a level each time, and getting more and more connected and more intuitive, and more coincidences seem to start happening.
That's true.
Like we've had a few incidents, haven't we, where it's almost like we're getting in tune with each other.
Yeah, we keep on running into each other at the same place. Like this happened probably the third time that we did the ceremony, we did the upgrades. We all walked into the same cafe and we're all there and we're just like looking at each other like, what the heck? And it's happened now like more consistently. It's happened to a point where I just like kind of tune in and I can tell when Tim's about to message me or when we're about to hang out, because I start thinking of him and I'm like, okay, I feel like he's gonna reach out soon, and he does. And then our other friends, like I feel like she wants to eat this, because I'll be thinking of some food and I'll be like, oh, I really want this, and then I'll be like, I feel like she does too, and then I go there and either she's there or she shows up later. So I just feel like we've shown up to a few places. Like we went to this rice place the same time, you know, and then yeah.
What about today?
Today we were supposed to record this video. I really wanted to go to this cafe and get pancakes because I love pancakes, and there just kept on being things that came up, like for example, what holds this camera phone right now.
The stand.
We thought that there was a piece missing, so then we're thinking, should we go look for it?
I thought I'd lost it on the way. This is Marissa's place, by the way, right? And I actually bought a stand to come and record this video on in the morning. It's now nearly evening. And I thought I'd lost a piece. I couldn't get the camera to stand on the stand. So we went out to start looking for this. I thought I'd dropped it somewhere. But at the time I was thinking, the universe doesn't want us to record right now. Like something's going on.
And I just kept saying,
that's my intuition.
We should go to Namaskara and get pancakes and then come back.
And don't forget, we came up here on this little outdoor area and there was someone already here, so we couldn't record anyway.
Yeah, so
and
there's
again,
two like no's.
We were like thinking, the universe doesn't want us to, something's going on. And
I was like, we gotta go get pancakes. There's a reason we're going there. And even Tim said, there's gonna be someone at Namaskara.
I was like, I know something's going on. Everything happens for a reason. That's one of the biggest things I've learned on this journey with Moldavite.
Yeah.
And my intuition was just telling me, when I think someone's going to be there or something's going to happen at this restaurant when we get these pancakes. Because the universe doesn't want us to do this video, it wants us to go to Namaskara. And what happens when we get there?
Well, first, when we get there, we get off of my bike and I have alarms on my phone that just like say be grateful, so I like take a few moments to just bring in gratitude because that really helps with your day. And I have one at 333, and so as soon as we got off the moped, it was 333 as we were walking inside, and I showed Tim 333, it's a sign, and we opened the door, and of course like our other Molda buddy is there, and we both knew it, and then she's just like, I knew it. I'm not even surprised anymore.
Yeah. It's the other girl who's been in all the ceremonies we've done.
Yeah.
Basically, she was just there.
Yeah. I feel like we've stopped asking, like, why do we get led together? Because it just, I mean, we were asking. But I think it's almost like when we're all feeling this high vibration, we need to exchange, like, codes or energy to each other, and then it amplifies us, like, the strong feeling, like, even more. I don't know, there's some kind of energy exchange going on with us that like we need to see each other at a certain point. Like that's why they're like, stop trying to record, go now.
yeah. And that's one of the big things I think that's happened since the ceremonies, that we're getting more connected and we're getting pushed or pulled together by the universe for whatever reason it is. I'm not entirely sure, but you would say it's kind of upgrades or codes or information transfer.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's happening, and it's not coincidence. It's way more coincidence because it keeps happening time and time and time again. And with our manifesting, there's still some stuff that hasn't happened yet that is coming, because most of these manifestations that we're doing are big things, you know.
Yeah.
So it might take a little bit
Pretty
longer,
big
I
things.
guess. Yeah. Like for me, I've been asking to call in love personally, and health as well was a big thing. There was a couple of health issues that I wanted to be sorted out. So we'll do more videos on this when they happen, because they're going to happen.
Oh yeah, we already feel it. I feel mine, like, I feel like my next one's like right around the corner. I feel like it's the beginning of it. Like I'm just slipping the bows off of this present right now. Like it feels like I already have it.
What was that one?
The financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll update on these at another time, but again, it's just very interesting what this Moldavite seems to be able to do in terms of opening up your intuition and kind of making those manifestations seemingly stronger and come along quicker. Yeah, let's leave it at that then. Thank you for coming along and doing this video for me. And would you like to leave your details so people can get in touch with you? Maybe do some Akashic readings.
Yes.
Get upgraded.
If you're interested in learning more about the Akashic records, you can either check out the other video. I do have a whole episode on my podcast about it. My podcast is Soul Guided, so you can just search Soul Guided on literally anything. It should be there. Or you can go to my website, www.soulguidepodcast.com. I have information, like a whole page on Akashic records. You can book a reading there if you feel called to. And you can find me on Instagram at Marissa Moon. That's MARISSAAMOON. And I also have obviously more information there on Akashic records readings. Or just like reach out, because I honestly like really enjoy talking to people and connecting. So that's how you can find me.
Do it, get that upgrade. It's an amazing experience. So
if you feel called.
No, just do it. Called or not, just do it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Timothy Phoenix, that's my channel. Timothy.Phoenix. Instagram, come and follow me and see what I'm doing out here in Ubud and Bali. And yeah, we'll see you for another video. We're going to do some more on Moldavite with Marissa as well. Check out the vampire videos that we've done, and all the stuff to do with intuition and manifesting, because it's just really interesting, and it's going to help you with your own manifesting journey, and using the law of attraction, it all intertwines. So yeah, hasta luego.